Meanwhile, the Clinton campaign, as Andrea mentioned, is out with a new TV ad that uses conservative voices saying Donald Trump is not fit to be commander-in-chief.
If he governs consistent with some of the things he said as a candidate, I would be very frightened.
He's been talking about the option of using a nuclear weapon against our Western European allies.
This is not somebody who should be handed the nuclear codes.
You have to ask yourself, do I want a person of that temperament control the nuclear codes? And as of now, I'd have to say no.
Joining me now, NBC News senior editor for politics, Beth Phoui. So, Beth, let's talk about how Hillary Clinton's campaign and the candidate has handled this week for Donald Trump. You know, there's the saying about dancing on someone's grave or letting them just keep digging themselves in. It's as if they're using these subtle ads like this one, but the candidate is still focused on her message of the economy, trying to let Donald Trump bury himself in a sense.
Well, exactly. And really, she's been out of the news almost entirely this week, if you think about it. I mean, all we've been talking about has been Donald Trump. And we know from the campaign that they are just urging her to just keep her head down, just keep charging away, going to these campaign events, very non-controversial, just not drawing any attention to herself whatsoever, because Donald Trump is basically immolating in the press coverage that he's received, which has been so negative. This has been her strategy right from the start, is kind of let it happen to him, hint through, you know, tweets or press releases, and now in that ad that he's unraveling, that he's unstable, that he's erratic. They are not fighting the normal sort of liberal conservative binary that you usually see in presidential politics. It's really about who can handle this job, and she is letting him basically say to America that he's probably not the person to do that.
And it's interesting, you have Paul Ryan, other GOP leaders who are saying this could have been a very bad week for Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
Given that Fox News interview, what she said about Director Comey and these emails, that was supposed to be a potential gotcha moment for her. Right. If Republicans could have seized, they were unable to do that.
Right. Well, because Donald Trump keeps stepping on the message. He does go to these events, as Hallie was mentioning, and talk about these things that are liabilities for Clinton. The fact that she gave that Fox News interview where she said Comey had called her truthful about her emails, which he did not. But then he then steps in it and he goes after other people. He refuses to endorse Paul Ryan, John McCain. He makes other headlines. So it can't be said that we're not paying attention to these problems that Clinton could have caused for herself. He keeps making these enormous headlines by stepping on the message he's trying to get out, which is that she still has these problems around emails, around trust, and so forth.
The numbers that Steve dug into, particularly this one, that would be historic for the Democratic Party and for Hillary Clinton, white-collar, college-educated whites here. Right. Right now, she's leading 47% to his 40%. Her message is resonating clearly from this number. Is the campaign concerned that there's still a lot of time here, more than 90-plus days, and we've seen this be an unprecedented election in many other ways?
Well, and I would say, yes, there's quite a bit of time left, you know, 95 days plus. But here's another thing, Tamron. Hillary Clinton, as somebody who's watched her for many years, Hillary Clinton cannot allow herself ever to get complacent or happy with where she is, because that's when she gets sloppy. She starts making mistakes. We've seen that during the primaries. She had one very strong debate, the first debate against Bernie Sanders, where everybody basically said she killed it. She did really, really well. She beat him. The second debate, she was sloppy and she made mistakes. So if they're being smart, they are telling her, do not pay attention to any of this. The state polls can change. The national polls can change. Stay on message. Get ready for those debates. Don't assume that this is going to stay this way, because if they let her think that, she gets sloppy and then they have problems.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Great pleasure having your insight.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.